What's up, y'all? Now look, if you are feeling extremely stressed out in your engineering role right now, I want to let you know that you are not alone. Hi, my name is Logan. I'm a software engineer at Microsoft, and on this channel, I help people like you land jobs in big tech and dominate once you do. Today, I want to empathize with you and let you know that if you're feeling really stressed out in your job, there are so many others, myself included, that completely understand what you're going through. So in this video, I'm gonna share a personal story that I'm sure all of you will be able to relate to about how I was very stressed out recently in my role, and we can all share in the fact that our stress is normal and it's okay. But I'll also tackle the bigger question of what do we actually do when this stress strikes? Because it may be normal, but we still want to be prepared to handle it properly. Okay, so let's jump in with a quick story about my recent experience as promised. So the first important thing to note is that my job for my whole team really is actually really slow right now. A lot of people are taking time to get their vacations in, and we're waiting for a few things to dock and some more direction before everything starts to really ramp back up. So this really should be a time where I'm not feeling any stress at all and I can just kind of relax, right? Unfortunately not. I was recently tasked with a project that I honestly wasn't even really sure where to start. Coming from an engineering background, I'm sure you can all relate that we're used to being the ones that can problem solve really well. And we're honestly used to just performing really well in general. But this project had me stumped, and I actually started getting really down on myself about it. I was struggling to get sleep at night just thinking about my issues, but making no progress on them, mind you. My mind was just spinning around in a state of stress and anxiety. I can actually feel like a tinge of that anxiety even as I record this. But yeah, I was struggling to get to sleep, struggling to get out of bed in the morning. All of my routines were breaking down, so I wasn't exercising, wasn't eating healthy, and I was honestly just feeling really horrible all around. And the funny thing is, my team is actually amazing, and they would be shocked if they knew I was feeling this way at all. Because they're 100% supportive, and they're always willing to help, so there's really no reason that I should be feeling like this. But alas, here I was, stuck in this familiar state of stress that I've been in so many times in my life. I finally ended up kind of coming out of this state when I bit the bullet and just started asking my teammates some questions, even though I thought they're probably pretty dumb questions. But nonetheless, I was able to start making some progress, and this kind of helped me climb out of this position. And the funny thing is, I'm really not a person that gets that stressed out in general, but this is one career path that just really knows how to pull that state out of you. And so I know my story isn't unique, and so many of you are going to be able to relate to exactly what I'm talking about and are likely in even worse situations than I was in this story. But just know that I understand and I am here for you. So we can all agree that software engineering can be an extremely stressful job. But now comes the burning question. What do we do about it? So I honestly wish that I would have handled my situation differently, and I want to be prepared to do so the next time. So here are a few tips that we can all use to handle our stress more appropriately. First and foremost, take care of your mental health. If you're taking care of the health of your mind, you will actually be in a much stronger position to perform your job well. It's easy to let these things slip when we're feeling stressed out and our back is against the wall, but please be kind to yourself and don't do this. So what does taking care of your mental health look like? Well, for one, you need to get enough sleep. Getting proper sleep is going to be vital to decreasing your stress levels while freeing up your mind to focus properly throughout the day. One of the best ways to actually ensure that you get enough sleep is to implement a screen cutoff time. This is really just a time where you cut off your laptop, cut off the TV, cut off your phone, and just force yourself to get to bed. And I know that sounds pretty terrible because it's really hard for me to do that. I didn't do that at all in these periods of stress that I was just talking about, but I want to do this the next time, and I know that I and you will thank yourself for it. So just tell yourself that no matter what, I'm gonna shut everything down and go to bed at this certain time. Another way to take care of your mental health is to eat. And I know that sounds simple, but I know so many people, and I can be one of these people actually, that gets so stressed out that you honestly just forget to eat. But you need to try your best to stay on a regular eating schedule. So even set alarms for when you're supposed to eat meals if that's gonna help you out. But you need to be fueling your body properly, which will also fuel your mind properly and allow you to make a lot more progress when you do actually sit down to work. So please, Don't let your nutrition fall by the wayside. Another aspect of your mental health that you really should be making time for is exercising. This will give your mind a healthy outlet to recover from all the stress it's under. And I think you'll notice a huge difference when you actually sit down at your keyboard, but you've gotten some exercise. Even something as simple as a 10-minute walk outside can give you a lot more clarity to focus on your work. And the final way that I'll mention to take care of your mental health is to make sure that you're getting some time to relax. For this one, I highly recommend implementing a work laptop shutdown time. This is similar to the screen shutdown time, except that you're allowed to use your other screens. Just don't do any more work after this time that you set for yourself. And this should be at least a few hours before you're gonna go to sleep. And this should allow you to completely free your mind from all these stresses of work. So while you're in work mode, that's great. You can grind. But when it's time to shut down, transition out of work mode and allow yourself to relax and recover. So the second thing we can be doing to ensure that we're handling our stress properly is making time for our friends and family. This actually coincides with the mental health point, but it deserves its own bullet because it is just so important and is often the first thing to go when we're feeling stressed out. But we need these times with our loved ones to rejuvenate ourselves. So call your friend up to grab a bite, give one of your family members a call, go take a walk through the park with a friend or family. It doesn't really matter, but whatever you do, just don't let this fall by the wayside. I personally have been victim to this so many times before, and I do not want to repeat this into the future. Every time I get around somebody that I love when I'm feeling stressed, I always come away from that situation feeling a lot better, feeling a lot more relaxed, like a weight is off my shoulders, and I'm ready to actually tackle the project that I'm working on. The third way to deal with your stress more effectively is to reach out to your team for help. This is probably the number one thing that will directly move you forward in your software engineering work. So I actually struggle a lot with this one sometimes because I'm often unsure if the question that I want to ask is dumb or trivial, and I don't want to look stupid. But what I need to understand is that I'm always searching for the answer to the question on my own first. So if I'm asking it, it's because I'm truly stuck, even though I've tried. So try to get yourself in the same boat as well. Go through your known avenues to try to find an answer on your own. Looking at you, Google. And then try things, test things, put some effort in. And then if you're still stuck, go to your manager or your mentor or team member and say, hey, here's what I've tried, but I'm still stuck on this part. More often than not, they'll actually be pleased that you're clearly trying to move forward, and they'll be willing to help get you unblocked. So try not to go more than 1 or 2 days of being stuck before reaching out for help. And oftentimes, reaching out even sooner than that is really beneficial. And the last thing I'll say, as far as what to do when you're feeling stressed out, is to use the comment section down below as your personal therapy session. Just go down there and vent. Let all your emotions out. Let all your stress out. Put it onto the page. And I'll actually do my best to respond to every comment as well and just offer you some encouragement. The last thing I want is for you to feel like you're going through this thing alone, because you're not. So look, if you're feeling stressed out right now, I'm really sorry and I feel for you. But I hope this video served to provide you with some solace. If you got any value from it, please drop it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you in the family. But with that being said, I am out. But remember, we'll all make it together. Just gotta keep praying.